It is the third week of June, which means Father's Day is this Sunday. Honoring our dads has become a yearly celebration, but have you ever wondered how that holiday actually came to be? Well, Whit Johnson takes a look back at the history of Father's Day.
Sunday, June 20th, we celebrate dads for Father's Day, showering gifts on the men who taught us to fly, made chores fun, and carried us on their backs for a ride in the sun. But when and where did the Day for Dads begin? It all started more than 100 years ago. The first known Father's Day was celebrated in Spokane, Washington. As the story goes, Sonora Smart Dodd, whose mother died at childbirth, thought of her single dad during a Mother's Day church sermon in 1909. So she launched an effort through the YMCA and local churches to celebrate her dad and everyone else's. That first Father's Day was on June 19th, 1910, her father's birth month. The idea then traveled to Congress and was acknowledged by several presidents. In 1916, Woodrow Wilson, the same president who signed a proclamation for a National Mother's Day, approved a Father's Day, but no proclamation. Calvin Coolidge also acknowledged the day as a national event in 1924. It wasn't until 1966 when President Lyndon Johnson signed an executive order for the nation to celebrate Father's Day on the third Sunday of June, a day for all to honor the love and gratitude which they bear for their fathers. But it still wasn't an official national holiday. Not until 1972. That's when Congress passed an act and President Nixon signed Father's Day into law. Today, 6 in 10 men in America are fathers, which means out of 121 million men over 15, 75 million are dads. So this year on June 20th, whether you have one dad, two dads, or some granddads, spoil them with love and gifts and wish them a happy Father's Day.
In this mixed list, we celebrate the main man in our lives with these 10 fun facts about Father's Day around the world. Number 1. Father's Day may have had roots in ancient times. Some scholars claim the tradition of Father's Day can be traced as far back as nearly 4,000 years to ancient Babylon, when a young boy named El-Mesu was said to have carved a well-wishing message for his father. It's uncertain, however, what exactly happened to El-Mesu and his father, but the tradition seemed to have lived on longer than their ancient city. Number 2. In some countries, the celebration of Father's Day coincides with a feast day of Catholic saints. This practice goes way back to the Middle Ages, when Catholic Europe celebrated Father's Day alongside the feast day of Saint Joseph on March 19th, a custom brought to other countries like Costa Rica by European missionaries. Costa Rica is still in the works of transferring their Father's Day from June to March 19th. Meanwhile, another country, Brazil, celebrates dads on their second Sunday of August in honor of Saint Joachim, patriarch of the family. Number 3. Celebration of modern Father's Day was inspired by the celebration of Mother's Day. Sonora Smart Dodd spearheaded the first ever celebration of Father's Day in Spokane, Washington on June 19, 1910, after hearing a sermon about Anna Jarvis's Mother's Day in 1909. Dodd wanted to honor her father, Civil War veteran William Jackson Smart, and convinced her clergy pastor and several other clergymen to honor fathers on the said date. Number 4. Father's Day only became an official holiday in the U.S. years after its first celebration. In 1924, U.S. President Calvin Coolidge publicly supported the celebration of Father's Day throughout the nation, but it would take President Lyndon in 1966 to proclaim it as an official holiday every third Sunday of June. By 1972, President Richard Nixon signed the practice into law, making Father's Day a permanent national holiday in the U.S. Number 5. In Germany, Father's Day is celebrated by taking a hike. Traditionally, Germans honor their fathers by going on hiking tours where groups of men pull one or more smaller wagons of beer or liquor and traditional regional foods on the 40th day of Easter on Ascension Day. In more recent times, some dads or men in general go on bar crawls instead of going on hikes to make sure that they get drunkenly happy on their special day. Number 6. Father's Day celebration in Russia is synonymous with a military tribute to all men. The closest thing Russians have to honoring the special men in their lives is the traditional celebration of Defender of the Fatherland Day on February 23rd, a holiday originally observed to commemorate the founding of the Red Army during the Russian Civil War. Modern-day celebrations still involve parades and processions in honor of the country's soldiers and veterans, while men in general are given small gifts by the special women in their lives. Number 7. There was a year that Scotland banned Father's Day cards in its primary schools. In 2008, thousands of preschool students were prevented from creating Father's Day cards in school for fear of embarrassing those with single moms and lesbian parents. The campaign was a response to the increasing number of lone parent and same-sex households in Scotland at that time, but family rights campaigners believe the move undermines the role and significance of fathers in children's lives, even though they are no longer with their moms. Number 8. Fathers are being worshipped during Father's Day in Nepal. People in Nepal honor their fathers in a festival called Gokarna Aunsi in late August or early September, a celebration where Hindus worship the cow-eared incarnation of the god Shiva as well as their fathers. During this festival, children not only give gifts to their dads, but they also perform a ceremony where sons touch their father's feet with their foreheads, then look them in the eyes, while daughters only have to touch their hands before looking at their fathers. Number 9. In Thailand, Father's Day falls on the birthday of their beloved late king, King Bhumibol Adulyadej. King Adulyadej was loved and revered by the Thai people so much they celebrate Father's Day on his birthday on December 5th in honor of the father of their country. Traditionally, Thais would give their fathers and grandfathers a kana flower, but modern-day celebrations see people wear yellow and participate in various ceremonies to show respect not only for their dads, but most importantly, for the late king. Number 10. The youngest and oldest dads both hail from India. The youngest father is said to be a 12-year-old boy from Kerala who impregnated his 17-year-old relative, allegedly against her will. Meanwhile, the oldest, Ramjit Raghav, fathered his first child with his 52-year-old wife at the age of 94 in 2010 and his second 2 years later at the age of 96.